welcome to Michelin King. Today I'm going to give you the secret or the inside details how to get the glossiest paint that you've ever got, and it's very simple. Just 3 products here, all from Michelin King, really easy to use. So let's get into it. Let's see how we get the glossiest paint possible. So first up, we're going to start off with this. So this product here is called Pure. Pure is a paint cleaner. Now you really need to use Pure because the secret to super glossy paint is super clean paint. So you want to use a paint cleanser, paint cleaner, just to make sure that you're getting into all those, the paint chips, the divots in the paint, the runs in the paint, whatever it might be. Every time you're on the motorway or the highway, you'll get a channel or a river just from a simple stone running up the clear coat. Now, I've also had the car in the car park yesterday. Got loads and loads of trees here. There's a fair amount of tree sap on the paint at the moment. So this is one of the great things about Pure, is it will also melt the tree sap away as well. Because it's a paint cleaner, it really cleans your paint phenomenally well. So let's start. What we'll do, we'll get our blue microfiber like this, and we'll get our Zorro. What we're going to do is put a simple Z over here. Now there is a fair amount of tree sap, so let's go. I'll just show you exactly what to do. You want to apply this product in straight lines. When you are applying the product to begin with, don't put the pad down flat, lift it up slightly and then start to lay the pad down as you get to the top. It just means all the product doesn't end up in one place. Now, interestingly enough, we had a Facebook comment recently that had said we are underselling Pure, which is absolutely true. You know, we probably don't get into the specifics of everything this product can do. So the customer had mentioned, if you work Pure until it becomes essentially a clear liquid, essentially what it's doing right now, what you're really experiencing is a product that's trying to cure, but you're just working it still. So essentially what you're doing is you're giving the paint even more of a clean, you're giving it the ability to really work out those tar spots, and also it acts like a micro dueling polish as well, so you get really high gloss from doing this. So try and change direction if you went north to south, and I can really see what the customer means. I mean, I'm starting to feel quite a difference under the microfiber here. You can also, you will get better results with a dual action as well, and obviously if you're doing a full car, it just depends how much of a workout you enjoy. Again, you're just working every area. So you've got 2 options here. You can, if your car's in good condition, you can just apply it as we did in the beginning of the video, allow it to work and then remove it. The other option is you can force it to work. So you can force it into the paint, you can really essentially polish the paint. Good thing about Pure is it's really easy to use, very easy to remove. So all we're doing now is we'll get our Olympic cloth here, plush on one side, tighten up on the other. I tend to use the tighten up more than I do the plush. I just like more grab, and you can see how easy this removes. It's quite humid today as well, so not the easiest weather to work in for the product as well, but as you can see, I can really see what the customer's talking about with the massive improvement in gloss. So let's take a look at that. So as you can hopefully see, this is Pure now removed. Increase in gloss is quite significant, and that's mainly down to A, the drilling ability of Pure and also the deep cleaning effect. That's exactly what you want, you know, this is what we're aiming for, is this really deep shine, lots and lots of gloss. So, next product is a product called Titan. It's very important when you're using any of these products, just make sure that you give them a good shake. And again, we'll go in for the blue paint polish and sealant pad. All you're going to do, this is the new cap that we're offering, just unscrew it and directly onto the pad. Don't need as much as this because this is simply now just sealing the paint, so all you're doing now is just sealing in that shine. Titan is a high gloss sealant, so you'll even start to see a further improvement with the gloss on the paint. So get it nice and tight here, and again, if you just watch what I'm doing with the pad, I'm just applying this edge, as you can see the transfer here, and as I work up I'm then applying the full pad, so we're not getting concentrations of sealant right at the beginning. You really want to be picking up new product as you go. The other way you can do this as well is dab the paint first, like that, and then work across. Now with Titan you're not working it in, so it's not really hard work to apply. You're just spreading it across the paint. Again, it's another product that you can easily use with a dual action polisher to really good effect, and it will give you a much more level and even application. So as you can see with Titan, it's so easy to apply. It cures off really quickly, so it dries really quickly. Especially, it's quite humid today, but the air temperature we're roughly about 20 degrees centigrade, so perfect polishing and waxing weather. And all we're doing, that's absolutely ready to come off now. You don't need to leave it any longer than 4 or 5 minutes, just simply because once the product's cured, that's it. It's different to wax, so these liquid sealants and liquid waxes are quite different to paste waxes in the sense that there are no nourishing oils, so to speak, going into the paint. So once it's ready to come off, there's no reason to leave it on. It won't give you more protection or more gloss. Once it's cured, that's it. You can add another layer to this as well, bearing in mind it is solvent based, as are most sealants. Are water based, so you won't get 100% layer on top, but a second coat is always advisable, just simply because it's, we're only human. It's very difficult to get an even layer over the top of the paint in one go, so I'll typically normally do a second coat of Titan just to get that perfect shine. So let's remove this, I'll show you how easy it is, and then let's take a look at the gloss. Right, so we're getting closer and closer to the fun part. We're nearly at the wax stage. You can of course just stop at Titan if you want, but the secret to this video is the highest gloss possible. So to remove Titan, as you can see, very little pressure on the cloth. We're not scrubbing away at the paint, because at this point you don't want to damage the paint after all the effort that we've put in to get the paint as perfect as possible. Same thing again, you're just working the cloth, different directions. Avoid circular motions, just keep it nice and straight. And again, we're using the Olympian cloth by Michelin King. It's the best cloth that we've used for things like our high gloss sealant, our paint cleaner, and also our waxes as well. So let's take a look at the gloss. So hopefully you can now see we're really dealing with an extremely wet look shine. This is filmed in 4K, full 4K, so that we try and get as much quality content as possible. You can see we've got a tree, top of the tree sits about 25-30 feet off the ground, and you can quite clearly see the clarity and the paint is just absolutely incredible. Titan and pure, the combination, and just look at the wetness across there. It looks as if it's wet paint, and that's what we're aiming for. So what we'll look at now is how to apply Lily, the amount that you want to apply onto the pad as well. And a lot of questions with car wax application is how much to apply, and quite often what we are seeing on social media and online is 9 times out of 10 there's far too much wax on the panel, and I'll see that either by the applicator or, amazingly enough, the amount of wax that's on the cloth after. So we'll do some close-ups. Let's show you how to get the best out of this, and so that you're not costing yourself more money. Right, so as promised, let's take our pad first of all, and all we're going to do is we want to cover about this much. It's quite a big pad, so we only want to have about that much wax on just to start off with. All you're doing here is you're just priming the pad. Lily's one of these nice waxes where it's buttery soft, really easy to get on the applicator. As you can see, it's nice and easy. You only need a few swipes. Again, it's a natural wax, so you've got very high content in here. You don't need to cover the whole pad. And what I'll show you is you can dip back into the jar as and when you need. Okay, so for application, you just want to dab the paint so that you are picking up new wax as you go, and you're just going to now spread that across. It's really easy to apply. Again, just different directions, similar to Titan in that case. You know, you want to go up and down, left and right, don't want to go round in circles, don't want to impart, you know, anything that you might pick up. You don't want to scrub that in. It's better if you just keep the straight lines. And what you're kind of hoping is every time you go over a body panel, if you have picked anything up, it will drop down and it won't any longer be on the pad, essentially. So all I'm doing now, because we're only treating a small area of the car, is I'm just going over the wax just to spread it out nice and thin. You hardly want to see this layer, and then you just want to let it sit. Now, cure time for the luxury waxes is a minimum of about half an hour to 45 minutes, and the reason behind that is the oils that we use in here, you want them to nourish the paint, and you also want them to do, you know, the job that they're there. You want them to enhance the paint as well. Essentially, the longer you leave our luxury waxes, the better they look, and also the longer they last on the paint. So as you can see, we've applied this across the panel now. It's a really nice day today, so you've got the weather's on our side, it's nice and warm, which is making the wax just such a joy to apply. You can apply wax in colder temperatures. Obviously our factory is in Scotland, so more often than not it is colder. I tend to draw the line round about 5 to 6 degrees. You'll see me in all types of videos on YouTube, you know, with the big woolly hat on and the jacket and whatnot. So that's kind of my line just personally, but the waxes will work. They'll just take slightly longer to cure. We do have waxes, however, that work in very low temperatures. Waxes like Heather, Ultra, Fortitude, they're all great waxes for low temperature work. But most of us, I would imagine, we're typically not wanting to spend too long detailing our car at those kind of single digit temperatures. But it's like everything else. If it's a dry day and if you've had some snow, some rain or whatever during the winter, it's always nice to get the odd day to get out onto the paint and just get it looking better again. So that would bring us on to the longevity of Lily. So with Lily, you're probably looking about 3 to 5 months worth of decent protection on the paint. I would always recommend that you apply 2 coats of Lily to the paint, simply because the first coat, you've covered most of the paint. Again, harping back to what we did before, we are only human, there'll be areas that might be missed. It's very easy on a video, and I'll be the first to say this. When you're just concentrating on one panel, there's no fatigue, you're not rushing, you're taking your time. It's different if you're doing a whole car. You're probably not going to be able to do the side skirts perfectly, you know, all around the bumper, etc. So that's why it's better 2 coats minimum. If you can, the 3 to 4, I know it sounds excessive, but you'll be surprised at how much of a difference, mainly to the looks and the beading. So if you can get 3 coats of Lily onto the car, it'll be like nothing you've ever seen before. You know, this is just an incredible wax, and teamed with these 2 products, there's no stopping it. So we'll leave this to cure, and we'll go in and answer some emails and whatever, and then with the magic of video editing, the next thing that you'll see is us removing this wax. So that's us ready for removal. We'll just use, again, I'm just going to use the Titan up side of the Olympian, and it's so easy to remove. Just go both sides, make sure it's all off. The results. This pairing of Titan and Lily, it's just unrivaled. The finish is unreal. Right, let's take a close up. Yeah, look at the colour clarity on that. That is just incredible. The wetness across there as well. This just looks as if the car's been repainted and it's still drying. You know, it looks as if the car is still wet. The wetness, look at the gloss there. Just coming over those panels. You can see the clarity in the bonnet as well, even down to the individual leaves. Again, a lot of this is also because we made sure the paint is super clean. But you're really looking at these effects of the wax. It's just incredible. I mean, look at how glossy it is along that edge. And if we pull it back again, and we're not at a high angle here either. You know, obviously maybe a panel that's not been treated, we can pull the camera in and make it look good, but as you can tell, the way I'm holding, I mean, this camera is nearly pointing right down at the bonnet now, and the gloss is still incredible. So as you can see by the results there with pure Titan Lily, that is the secret to a super high gloss finish. I've not been able to achieve anything close to what I can with using other options. So that's why I would say if you're looking for a super high gloss finish, then you've got to definitely have a look at these, consider these. I'm blown away by the results. I just keep on eyeing that edge of the bonnet there. It's reflecting the plant, you know, the purple shining through. It's just incredible. So michelinkind.com, have a look on the website, make sure you get yourself something. Take care, bye bye.